Meanwhile, Israel continues its assault on targets in Gaza. It's in response to a weekend attack by Hamas terrorists. More than 250,000 Israeli troops have been called up, preparing for a ground invasion. Thousands have been killed so far. Inez de la Huerta has our coverage from Tel Aviv.
Today, a barrage of rockets fired by Hamas militants into southern Israel. Air raid sirens blaring as the normally bustling city of Ashkelon is now essentially a ghost town. And in the Palestinian territories, smoke rising over Gaza City as Israel's military say they've struck more than 200 targets overnight, releasing video they say show Hamas targets at sea being hit. These strikes coming in response to the brutal weekend sneak attack by hundreds of Hamas terrorists inside Israel.
My commitment to Israel's security and the safety of the Jewish people is unshakable. The United States has Israel's back, and we're going to be working on this all through today and beyond.
The horror unleashed by Hamas now coming into focus as Israel's defense forces report discovering the bodies of murdered children and women.
It's not a battlefield. It's a massacre.
Deborah and Shlomi Matias killed when Hamas militants broke into their family's kibbutz 5 days ago. Their 16-year-old son Rotem survived. He spoke with ABC's James Longman.
The terrorists opened the door, shot. They threw a grenade or something. It exploded. The last thing my dad said is he lost his arm, and then my mom died on top of me.
Some 360,000 Israeli reservists now preparing to join the fight in what is expected to be a major ground assault on Gaza. Gaza's power authorities saying it has run out of fuel and electricity after a blockade by Israel. Hospitals there are already at full capacity. 21-year-old Islamic University student Tala Imad Herzala sheltering inside her family's home in Gaza.
There's no electricity. There's no food supply. There's no water.
Pressure is mounting to get Palestinian civilians evacuated after Israeli forces bomb the border crossing with Egypt. The U.S. says talks of creating safe passage for Gaza residents are taking place with Israel and Egypt. The State Department telling CNN. And our teams in southern Israel reporting that there is no sense of security there, with rockets once again being fired into Israel throughout the day. In Tel Aviv, Inez de la Huerta, ABC News.
Meanwhile, the Biden administration continues pledging U.S. support for Israel. The White House also working to determine the whereabouts of at least 17 Americans who went missing after the surprise attack. The first shipments of munitions from the U.S. has arrived in Israel, along with several warships. The White House says more help is on the way, with the Pentagon adding more F-35 and F-15 jets in the Middle East and restocking Israel's Iron Dome air defense system. At least 22 Americans are confirmed dead. Officials expect that toll to rise.
We lost 22 Americans. That number could still go up, and it probably will.
Now, U.S. officials also fear terror group Al-Zoba, based in Lebanon, will open a second front in the conflict. After several days of closed-door meetings, Republicans have nominated Majority Leader Steve Scalise to be Speaker of the House. Scalise received 14 votes more than Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan, who was endorsed by former President Donald Trump. The absence of a House Speaker prevents the chamber from conducting any business, including providing aid to Israel. Scalise says the war between Israel and Hamas is giving urgency to the need for Republicans to elect a Speaker.
First, I want to thank my House Republican colleagues for just designating me as the Speaker. Obviously, we still have work to do. The first order of business under Speaker Steve Scalise is going to bring a strong resolution expressing support for Israel.
Now, Scalise needs a majority of the votes in the House to become Speaker. He can only afford to lose 4 Republican votes, and Ohio Congressman Max Miller told reporters he will not be backing Scalise.